picture this. It's the end of the year, and you're wrapping up, let's say, the books or your inventory, whatever it is. It's a very stressful time, all hands on deck. You're just trying to finish up for the year. You're pretty much done, and click. The internet goes out. Now what? Since it's important that you finish, you wait. Wait 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Internet still hasn't come back up. So you call your internet provider. And they tell you that the internet won't be back up for the next 3 days because a redneck cut the fiber line with his mini-X. So now what? Do you send everybody home? Do you try and limp through it without hotspot everything? But you have mostly desktops, so you can't really get them on the internet because they only have Ethernet, no Wi-Fi. What do you do? The solution to this is failover internet. So, in today's video, we're going to go over how to set up failover in a SonicWALL. So if you're using a SonicWALL, then you're in luck. To get started, sign into a SonicWALL and go to Network and then Interfaces on the left-hand side. And you want to make sure you have an X2 or another port enabled for WAN. So in this case, I have X2 enabled. I have it set to DHCP. You're going to want this set up for whatever your internet provider is. So in our case, we generally just do DHCP, so we can walk in with something like Starlink, plug it in, get a DHCP lease, and you're on the internet. But you could have failover internet properly in place. Let's say you are in the city and you have multiple options for internet providers. You could have your fiber as your main, you could have a DSL connection, or just even another fiber connection as your failover and just pay for a cheap package. Whatever option you prefer. You could even do an LTE backup. There's many options. Just make sure this is set up to work with whatever option you are using. Next, you're going to go over to failover and load balancing. And you're going to enable failover and load balancing and respond to probes. Hit accept, it should save. Then you're going to go to groups and we're going to edit the default group. Now you've got a few options here. Basic failover, which is what I would generally recommend. If it can't get a response on the X1, it's then going to switch over to the X2. We'd leave it to switch back once the primary interface or the preferred interface is active again. Your other options are round robin, spillover, and ratio. Round robin allows you to maximize bandwidth when the links are similar. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the use case is here. It sounds like it'll just switch back and forth every connection. So if you're really overutilizing your service, so you only have, 10 meg, and you have another 10 meg connection, I guess you could maybe get 20 meg out of those connections if you have it in round robin. Could be an option there. And then spillover, if you have one really great link and then a less great link, if you've utilized your entire link, then it'll start moving some of the traffic over to the other link. And then ratio is you can choose a percentage to go out of one versus the other. Most SMBs generally just use the basic failover, but if you have a reason to use the other ones, go ahead, but just do your research to make sure it's the right thing to do for your business. We're going to select X2, transfer it over, as that's the port we are using for our failover. If you configured X4 or some other port for your failover port, you would do the same thing and just move it over and click OK. Now it's set up. Those are all the steps you need to do within the SonicWALL. Now before you deploy this, or while you're deploying it, I'd recommend getting everything set up, and before you leave the network, test it out. Unplug it and see what all breaks. Generally, if you're dealing with a larger business that relies on static IP addresses, there's a bunch of stuff that could break, whether it's remote access into your network, if you have some sort of your server, website, something that's reliant on your static IP address, or if you have, let's say, I believe ADP for your time clocks and whatnot, it can be reliant on what your public IP address is. So if you lose your public IP address and you switch over, nobody will be able to clock out at the end of the day, stuff like that. So just do a test, make sure that everything's working before you walk out of the network and just think it's going to work perfectly when the day of disaster comes. That'd be my warning. Do with it what you want. It's nice to know what problems are going to happen when an outage occurs. But again, at least you'll have internet even if some services don't work. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you're looking to have your network managed by an MSP or, in our case, a fractional IT department, feel free to reach out on our website and we'd love to chat. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.